everyone, welcome back to our lunchtime chat show at the Voices of Courage Asia. And of course, today we're continuing with our parenting style with the Enneagram series. And today we will be having our guest, Jocelyn, to join us. And before we kickstart for today, let's have Lillian to recap on what the Enneagram is about. Let's just give us a hint for those who are new to the series.
Yes, thanks, Lisa. So, welcome back to Voices of Courage Asia. Now, you may be wondering what's the Enneagram. Enneagram is basically a personality profiling system that we use in our community a lot because it goes way beyond just understanding your traits, whether you're introvert, extrovert. It goes way beyond that, going into the core motivation, what are your fears, what are your desires, your longing, and what motivates you, what are your needs. I think put it simply is why you think, feel, and behave in particular ways. Yeah, so that is what we want to. That's why this profiling tool is that powerful, and is it helps to really bring out the awareness, help us to gain awareness in our strength and in our blind spots, and definitely why. The why is the critical part that we want to uncover. And of course, we do not box people up in a type. So understanding the personality type is just one of the very few factors, right? Because there are your experiences, your childhood, your family culture, and many other various factors that will affect and shape a person's personality. So, but it is a good start, right? And it has been very interesting, listening to and
Yes.
learning from different parents, how their personality style is affecting or impacting their parenting with their children, right? So today we are going to hear from the type
Nice.
9.
Okay, without further ado, let's bring up Jocelyn.
All right, let me just bring her up. Oops, sorry. One
Hi.
second. All right, yes.
Hi, Juice.
Hello. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Lillian.
Hi, Juice. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Jocelyn. I am a author, a speaker, as well as a mother of three.
Yeah, and you are also a relationship coach,
A self-empowerment coach. So,
self-empowerment
in all
coach. Yes.
areas. Yes, in all areas, right? Self-empowerment also includes relationship, includes, the way we live our lives. That's right. So that's what I do.
So, Juice, how old are the children?
Okay. So I have a 22, 20, and a 12.
Wow.
So a 22 will be a young adult already, actually, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyone
Yes.
who wants to know the secret of looking young can also go to Jocelyn.
Yeah.
Self-empowerment.
So,
Yeah.
when you're self empowered, you also look very young, right?
But
Mm.
you see, that's only when I discovered the secret. If you look at me years back, it wasn't like that.
Okay, but back to the topic
Yeah.
of the enneagram, right? So we know you have a lot of experience parenting for sure, but now that you've known about the enneagram, maybe can you share with us, of course on hindsight now, um what were the traits that or the habits that you saw in yourself back then that was very evident of a type 9 parent?
Okay, so basically, the type nines, we are known to be very easygoing, go with the flow kind. So it was very evident even in my relationship with my children. We are very much like friends, very consultational. But when they were younger, I realized that, but something about the nights, we don't like conflicts, or I don't like conflicts. I'm totally adverse to conflicts. So there will be an issue because, for example, when I need a child to do something, especially in the past, right? I I'm afraid at sometimes that, if I put in boundaries or if I'm too firm with them, then it might affect my relationship with them. Yeah, so I end up, hinting. I end up, or and then it's getting me nowhere, and then I end up getting frustrated. And the nine, being, I want to be nice, I don't want to rock the boat and all. Then when I'm frustrated, so I go, oh, but if I show my anger, then that's not going to be good for our relationship. So I end up being passive aggressive. Like the face is black, or you know what I mean? So it's not healthy. Yeah, on retrospect now. That's my parenting style.
Yeah. I think once both Jocelyn and myself, you're 9-wing-1 as well, right?
Yes, that's right. I'm a 9-wing-1.
I'm laughing because I can resonate what she's saying.
Yeah, the wing one in me would want things to be done a certain way. Yeah, so I'm like, so how do I get them to do things a certain way without coming out like tigress? Because in my mind, being angry is not good, the one, the perfectionist thingy. So yeah, sometimes I feel very conflicted. And then I'll just hold it in. That's the part that's not good. And then when I finally cannot already, right, it just explodes. So boom, and then I end up, maybe it's worse, right? You end up screaming. I remember, especially when they were younger, like primary school.
So how has that changed, or rather, has that changed now that you know the Enneagram? Does that change the way you parent your kid? I mean, yes, they might be a bit older now, but does that change the way you parent?
Yeah, I think definitely, because ever since I know Enneagram, not just in my relationship with my children, even the way I manage myself in relation to adults and the people that I work with or interact with has also changed. So I've learned that it's okay, to have boundaries. It's okay to make it clear. So one thing that is very apparent now compared to the past is that I would let the person know what I expect. Because I realized that not saying anything and expecting them to mind read me or, get my hints, it's not going to do both parties any good. Yeah. So even like my youngest is 12. So he still, belong to the primary school categories. Like sometimes when, let's say he say a joke that's disrespectful or something, now I would actually say, excuse me, I don't like that. Please don't say it. Now, in the past, I wouldn't. I'll just, like joke about it or something. But inside, I'm like, wow, that is disrespectful, ill-mannered, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't come out because I'm so afraid. Yeah. So I realized that that's much better. And he actually learns. You see what I mean? So, yeah, that's the 9 learning to be more assertive and learning. We can be assertive and still be firm and nice about it.
I think here I can see a difference. Like just now, especially you mentioned the part where when they say, when your son says something that is you find that it's disrespectful or what, and you sort of like you're not assertive at that time in the past. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is where we use the term same but different, right? Yeah, because it depends on the mixture of the different types that is in us that we are tapping into. Yeah, like for me, I would, for children, but it's selective people. So with the children, it's okay, but when it comes to adult, then I will just keep quiet.
So then you're also a 9-wing-1, right? So how would you have dealt with your children back then as a 9? I mean, you did say that you would correct them, but how?
Yeah, so because my 1 is my wing 1, so the 1 to make sure that things are done in the right way. It must be right, and it must be good. There's this spirit of excellence. Everything must be done in a meticulous and best way. Yeah, to me that's my best way. So the tendency to teach is very high. So like I will teach, I will correct them, I will spot something and I will correct them. Yeah, but again, like I said, again with the children, because I'm like more in control, so I will do that. And my 7 is pretty high, so while teaching I also want to make it very fun. Yeah. But when it comes to dealing with adult, then it's very different.
Yeah, I think if I might just interrupt, I think that also have a lot with the way you perceive it. You may not have seen it as a conflict. you saw it as an opportunity to teach, yeah,
Mm.
rather than a
Yes.
conflict. That's why you didn't really avoid it. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
because I noticed that the choice of
True.
word is teach as compared to me, right?
Mm.
It wouldn't have come across as teaching. I mean, I also have high one, but although I'm a type 3, but
Mm.
I would just straight away call them out on what they did wrong. I'll be like, hey, why you do that? You know? Rather for
Uh-huh.
you, felt like it's probably a more gentler approach, you know? So it's a lot more receptive in that sense. Yeah, like I say, it won't create a conflict. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yeah. And the fun and I mentioned that I have to add in the fun
One
element. So
element.
so it's not, yeah, so it's not like a confrontation, not a conflict. It is still very fun and learning environment.
Mm, so
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah. Then Jules, no, so now for yourself, it's been some time since you learned the Enneagram, right? Uh, what do you think is a typical growth for a type 9 parent? I mean, of course, you did mention about the need to avoid conflicts. Are there things beyond that?
Okay, I think a 9, right? We tend to because we are so flexible. That's one of our trademark. We are flexible. It's like a good analogy is like we're like vanilla ice cream, and then we go near the chocolate, then we become a little bit brown, then we rub against the strawberry, then we become a bit pinkish. Then after a while, we're like, hey, what are we? But actually, a vanilla has a distinct taste of its own. But you see, vanilla is always used to pair with other flavors. You notice, right? Because I don't know, it's milder or something. So I think I've learned that as a parent as well, I need to keep my distinct flavor. And the children actually respect you for that. So I realized that when I begin to stand up, I begin to show more of my flavor and my essence, I actually end up impacting them. They see a side of me that they've never seen before. I mean, my eldest son, who is 22, actually said this to me maybe a few months back. He said, Mommy, you know what? You have changed in the last 2 years. I have since have a newfound respect for you that is it's different. I've seen you interacting with people in your life, or the women that you work with, and I see this strength in you, and yeah, something has changed. And the ripple effect is beautiful. I think that's the power of modeling. Because that's what he's doing now. He goes, he wants to empower people, and also I think he would buy my book, and then he went to gift it to a lady who he said a friend who he says, hey, she might need that. So I think as parent, especially for a type 9, to realize that I have strength. Yeah, 9s are always thought to be the yeah, they got no opinions and da 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 da. But I think that's the furthest from the truth. We have a quiet strength that when you tap it properly and you allow it to like brew. Yeah, so I think my parenting style is different because I now allow myself to impact them just by being myself.
I really like what you say about the nice being like the ice cream. But when you said that, what really brought to mind was how some of the Chinese saying 以柔制刚, So
Wow.
I felt like the nice are the complementary to every other type that's out there. Yes, you all might say there's a need to avoid conflict, but then the nice are the ones that are so easygoing that they just gel so well with everybody, and a lot of people are drawn to that quietness in them. And yeah, like what you say, when you decide to have a style of your own, you but not being overbearing yet, but you suddenly own that quiet strength of yours. Your son said he found something in you that he now respect very much. So I think that is the, I think, end goal of the 9, right? To reach the part where they can use that softness in them to master all the other people around them. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but that's the image that comes to me, like, yeah, 以柔制刚. Yeah. So yeah.
Thanks for a new Chinese phrase that I've learned today.
like Tai Chi, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, actually, it's true. Like water, right? I mean, water comes in various forms. You have the waterfall, the rapids. There's just, certain types could be, more forceful, more in your face kind. But you can have quiet streams and all. But quiet streams, given time, erode stones as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's
I
power.
Yeah, I think we are called a peacemaker for a reason, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So, when we come in, we sort of bring that calmness and that peace into the chaos and the conflict. Yeah.
Mm.
So the ironical part is like, we want to avoid conflict. But if that's why if the nine come to be awakened and realize that, hey, you are the peacemaker, you will bring the peace and the calmness and the balance into the chaos and the conflict, then our willingness to to handle conflicts will be higher. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think we have another nine coming on board. She is none other than Serene. So I'm going
Oh,
to bring
welcome to the
her one
party.
second. Yeah, 1 second, Serene. I'll just bring you up. Yes.
Hi,
Yay!
Serene.
Um,
Serene, you want to
sorry.
introduce yourself? Yeah, just introduce yourself a
Okay.
bit.
Hi, I'm Celine. I have a daughter. She's age 14. Currently in secondary 2. I just uh, recently went through the Enneagram. So I'm a type 9. That's why I'm here, right? Yeah. Apparently, I am quite high in the type 9. So yes, I am someone that doesn't like conflict. So the moment I sense uh, certain frustration from somebody's tone, uh, my immediate reaction in my mind is, okay, how do I lessen that stress? How do I say something right or say something better to change the situation? I had a very interesting chat with Jocelyn the other day over lunch. Yeah, she totally read my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, the entire train of thoughts. We were sensing some tones, when we were discussing about something. And then I was keeping quiet, but she said, okay, for me it's a type 9, so probably this is what is going through her mind. So she just
She
practically
can
read
mind read you, right?
It
I was
takes one to know one.
I looked at her, I was like, oh my gosh, it was like 100% bingo.
But Serene, I also noticed that you are your eight is on the higher side than the one, right? Yeah, yeah, nine wing eight instead. Yeah. So unlike Jocelyn and I, we are more nine wing one. Yeah. So that would be a interesting perspective for Lisa to find out in the
Yeah.
area of parenting. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So we've already interviewed Jules on her parenting style as a nine wing one. So for you, I think that will be a same but different. You're saying there's a need to avoid conflict, I'm sure, but I'm just curious how that played out, when you were raising your kid when she was younger. So now that you know that you're nine wing eight, right? Can you share with us like the traits that you felt was prominent for a nine wing eight?
Okay, actually, I'm not so familiar with what's in it, but I think from young, uh, my style is definitely uh, I explain, I logicalize, uh, and to give a reason why it's a yes or why it's a no. So that started from as young as 1 2 years old. So I think I'm very blessed. So I don't get her to. I haven't gotten her. I've not seen her like sitting at the toy shop and on the floor crying because I want a toy and I want it now. So we, I don't know. I like to say it's a partnership. So I'll say that we work on the basis of uh, I I validate her feelings. So my approach is always, okay, I understand how you feel, but I will take some time to explain how she feels so that she really gets it that I'm not saying I understand how you feel, but blah, blah, blah. So I will describe what I think is in her thinking process.
Mm.
And if I see her nodding her head, that yeah, I was thinking of that. How come mama knows, So the defense is lower, or she's more open. Then I'll come in with perspectives on how she can deal with me. So, like for example, when she's much younger, can't do much reasoning, more of just explaining, and then she's still not happy. Right? After a while, I will probably tell her, okay, it's 9 a.m. in the morning. Okay, we have two choices here. A, you can uh, you can carry on being upset, and then because you're upset and you need to stay upset, then the rest of the day at Sentosa will not be fun. Okay, or B, you're upset, but the incident is over. Maybe you want to take 5 minutes to take a deep breath, go and drink some cold water, have a little sweet, and then come back with a mindset that, wow, you're going Sentosa, it's going to be fun, yay. So then I ask her A or B, and then she will think, and then she will go B. So since B, so I'll tell her, okay, then if it's B, then please take 5 minutes, go toilet, go drink water, go do something. And then when she comes back, it will be, okay, mama, and then, so we'll have a whole day of fun after that. So generally, that's how it is. Lah.
Sorry, I like to be the troublemaker here, but what happened if she neither choose A or B? What would have your reaction been? She just continued to cry and whine. What would you have done?
Okay, actually, to be honest, uh, she doesn't cry endlessly. It's more like not so happy, and then she's displaced. If she continues that way, then I'll let her know that I think it's not appropriate to go Sentosa with this kind of mood, right? So perhaps you want to stay at home, okay, and then you recalibrate your emotions. I won't use the word recalibrate now. Uh, that's because I'll tell her, Sentosa is like Disneyland. It's a place where you're gonna have fun, you're gonna be happy. So if your mood doesn't match us, right, maybe we stay home first. Stay home, you adjust yourself, then you go. Actually, that's just diplomatic way of saying it. But to nature fact, it's a trap. You don't want to do it, then we don't go lah. It's just that it's said in a very nice way, so she can't.
Gao Zhao from a peacemaker, this is high
Yeah.
tactic.
Because of the eight in her, she can be
Yeah.
assertive, she can be straight to the point, she can give option A or B, choose,
Yeah.
Yeah, but if it's a very pure, unhealthy nine, right, it's like, 看 lor, see how lor, see, wait for your mood lor, or, or maybe indecisive, I don't know, yeah. But
Actually,
the
most of the time, the choice that I give her, right, in me, uh, out of the two choices that I give her, there's only one obvious choice. That it's just how you word it to gear her towards that choice. Like the friends. Okay, so when she's 5 or 6, I have friends coming over to stay over. So the next day I'm supposed to bring the three of them up, and they're so excited they can't sleep. Right, so I'll give them two choices. Obviously, the choice is to make them sleep, lah. But then they want to stay out, want to watch movie, want to eat popcorn. Actually, I also thought it was fun, but then as a mom, I have the discipline, no choice. So so the two choices I give them has to be worded in a way that I get what I want actually. So it will be okay. We have two choices. Either tonight we stay up and we're gonna watch movie and eat popcorn, and you can see their eyes all lit up. That's it. And then because we stay up so late, we cannot wake up, so we don't go Sentosa tomorrow. Okay. Or another choice is we are very excited, but we go to bed now to conserve our energy. And tomorrow we wake up early in the morning and we go for pancakes before we go Sentosa. Obviously, so so obviously they will choose number two lah.
So sorry. Does this sound like a more of a eight manipulation or a high mastery nine already?
Okay, I'm not sure. But when she was younger, I read quite a bit of parenting books, right? And so and and one of the things that maybe it's my type mind. One of the things that I really agreed with was that you need to build their confidence by allowing them to make choices.
Mm.
It's just that the parenting book did say that, of course, when you give them choices, you have to be, you cannot give them two choices and one of them is things that you don't like. And when you choose the one that you don't like, you can't handle it. So it's about how you word it so that it's a very obvious choice of how they veer towards uh, that choice
Okay,
that
I
makes
want
more
to
sense.
dig a bit
I
more.
think
Ah. I
I
still want to go back and say, what if she doesn't make the choice that you ask her to? That you want her to, you know?
Can then I adjust my expectation. So if they really say, oh, we want to stay out, then actually to me, the worst case scenario is then we don't go Sentosa tomorrow. Lah. So actually think about it, the Sentosa was what they wanted, right? Not me, right? So can I stay out and watch movie? Will it be fun? The answer is yes, it can also be fun. Then the more stay out, watch movie, make popcorn, cook them some instant noodle, and everybody have a party. And then we can sleep in. Actually, for me, it's better. So it's also about managing our own expectations of if they choose the other, what can I do to manage my expectation?
I
So
think
for
for
yeah,
yeah
mm,
yeah you finish what you say first.
yes, yes. No, no, I'm done.
Oh, that yes, it's very interesting. So it's like she's still very goal oriented, right? It's still in a way it's a healthy my way, or or not the highway, my way or not the highway.
Yes.
But because she is still geared towards it's going to be my way. You're going to do it my way. But she did it in a more healthy, diplomatic way in getting them to go according to her way. Yeah. So that was like I thought that was a very interesting and yeah. Well,
I
what do
think
y'all
I
think?
need, no, I just need a lot of nine to, can you please pass some this nine over? I need a lot of it. I'm
Yeah.
at the stage where it's my son will always choose neither of the choices, and then I'll be displaced out of the control mode. So I'll be like, oh, then because I'm a three, I got no patience. I'll just say, okay, forget it. You can go and do whatever you want. I just move on with my things. Okay, then
Actually,
yeah,
what you can do is turn around and ask them that if it's not A and it's not B, what do you want? And you have to get them to answer me because when you ask them what do you want, actually they have something they want.
Mm.
Maybe they can't word it up, they can't express it up because they are still young. So you can give them example. What do you want? You want to sit here for another 5 more minutes to be angry? You want to, you need to walk it off? You need to go to an aircon place and, calm down? What do you want? And you give them examples to guide them and get them to tell you what they want. And then when they tell you what they want, of course, I will be fair and ask myself if it's unreasonable or not. Lah. If
Mm.
it's something like, hey, mama, I want to go to the aircon room. I'm very hot. Because I'm very hot and I'm very hot tempered now. I need to go to a cold storage to calm myself down. Okay, so the question you ask yourself is, can you afford the time to do that? If you can, then okay, let's go. Because if you do what he wants, actually, logically, you can then explain it. So by doing this, okay, does it mean that 5 minutes later, you can then come back to choose A or B? And if you get them to say yes, right? So you bring them to cold storage and 5 minutes walk, distract them a little bit, laugh a little bit about some toys or some sweets, some chocolates there. And then come back out and your mood is better, you can okay back to A or B. And I think when they are more calm, they are able to make that decision. Yeah.
I think this is where patience is required.
yes.
Patience is required to do that.
I'm not a very patient person actually. But I mean I'm not patient as in I understand where Lisa is coming from and all you see is logic and they are throwing tantrum. Like, I also cannot uh, I don't have the capacity to uh, yeah.
But you have a
So,
goal, ma. Your goal is to get them to make the choice, ma. So and this
yeah,
is one of the way to get them to make the decision,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
Mm.
So I think
But
making decisions empowers them,
Yes, it
definitely.
and
does.
Yeah.
and it does give them the ownership that they make the decision.
Correct.
Mm.
And therefore, they have to own the consequences as well.
Of course, of course.
Right.
So like so recent as recent as now. So now as a teenager, it's slightly different. Like she's very involved in cell group, her dance outing. So at 14, it's like, oh, mommy, can I go here? Mommy, can I go there? And then recently I realized, why am I being put in a position to be the bad mommy and say, no, you got exams, you cannot go out, you're gonna study. So in the end, I thought about it and I told her, it's examinations, right? So the first thing you need to do is to study before you go out. Do you agree with that? She said yes. So I said, can I say that is it reasonable for every 1 hour of study, for every 1 hour of play, because it's exam time, for every 1 hour of play or relaxation, you study for 2 hours. 1:2. She said, yes, reasonable. Then I told her, then never ask mommy again whether you can go out. Okay, what you need to do is to do up. So if you say you're going out your childhood friends for a picnic and it's 5 hours, you go and do our timetable first. If you can fit in 10 hours of studies for that day, then you can go out. So you don't need to ask me, can you go out? Because it is not on me to say yes or no. It is for you to come up the timetable and see whether it's possible for you to go out or not. So she will be like, okay. So now what she does is she'll come up with the timetable. So that day, she was going to go out with her friends for really long hours. So she set alarm clock to wake up at 6 a.m. to study to 10 so that she can go out. And then evening time, she came back and studied till 10:30. Yeah. So I thought, okay, that works.
Hey, you are the perfect parent now. Everything also know already. That everything is very clear cut one, you know. But okay, I think we're almost at the end, but we want to close with our last question for both you and Jocelyn, right? So, but what is the stress trigger for the both of you? You know, what will make your, you know, behave in the negative traits of your type? Or what's the stress trigger for you guys in your parenting?
Okay, chop here. You
Okay,
want to balik? Here we will do the editing. Yeah.
okay,
Ask again. Ask again.
okay. What did I say wrongly again?
No, because it go round, round,
Round,
round.
round, round,
Yeah,
round. Okay, okay,
yeah.
okay, okay.
So
Okay.
yes, yes.
Balik. Start. Okay. Okay. Sounds what sounds like you are the perfect parent there, right? But maybe we are coming to the close of the session, but I just want to close with one last question for both you and Jocelyn. What is the stress trigger for you in your parenting? Maybe we
I,
start with I mean sorry, let's go with you lah.
I think because nine are very understanding people, we see things from a lot of people's perspective. Right? So it's like, can I understand she want to play? And can I understand she's a teenager? And so do I need to say yes? Think for the sake of me understanding the joy of going out, I tend to say yes more. Okay, so I think my stress is more of I always feel she's not she's not performing at her best of her potential. And when I say this, it's not about academic. It's about everything in life. You know, like I see that she loves to dance, but then again, because she's very happy-go-lucky, and I understand it and I allowed it. So it's not. I feel that sometimes being a more like those tiger mom, okay, you must have routine, must do this, must do this. Also have its perks. Builds up the tenacity in them, the perseverance. And I feel that my stress trigger is when I see that uh, she's not living the fullest potential. Then I'll get very, I won't say stressed. I will feel, uh, I feel that I need to adjust uh, and put in more assertiveness more more firmness in certain things that I handle her. Yeah.
Like so sounds like you are activating more of your aid to help with the negative traits of your nine in that sense lah, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, okay. So Jules, what about you?
Yeah, see, I learned from Serene, same, but different, right? Because I'm a nine wing one. and I'm more a two as well. So to me, relationships is very important until today. Relationship, the emotional aspect of the people around me, especially my children as well. So all I want is that, oh, as long as you're happy, even what you want to study, is that what you want? That's all at the foremost of my mind. So I think the stress trigger for me is when I see that, let's say, oh, my son is having PSLE this year, okay, but I'm just like totally chill, okay. I just know when is the exam paper, and oh, it's on this date, and I remind him. Other than that, and now I'm like, poor boy, so many tuition, right? Because his dad gave him a lot of tuition. Then we think, like, oh, so poor thing, Saturday tuition, Sunday tuition, and all. But well, it's good for him. But to me, my foremost is, are you happy? Are you okay? Mentally, emotionally, and everything. So I think stress trigger for me is when I see that a child is maybe tired and all, then my heart will go out to him. Then I be the soft one. So I let him get away with things, right? Yeah. And for me as well as a parent, I notice that when I'm very stressed or tired myself, the negative traits tend to show more. Like for me, I wish I'm more like serene in that. I'm going to learn. Yeah, be so what you say, so logical, and give them the options and all that. That's not a bad thing, right? But you see, why I find it difficult, especially previously when I was not so positive or empowered, or I haven't learned to be a better version of myself, right? You are able to say, okay, if you continue this way, we will not go Sentosa, right? I probably won't do that. I can't, because to me that would be so upsetting for them. So end up, you understand, they get away because they know that the baseline is should never make us not go to Sentosa. So it will not come across as effective. Yeah. So same but different, right?
So interesting. Yeah, it's really
Same,
good to
but
see the. Yeah, very, very different. Like even for myself also, I hearing Jocelyn and Serene. Yeah, I'm different too. My stress trigger would be more of how they feel, how the
Mm.
kids feel. Yeah, especially when I sense. But probably because both of them, now that I know about Enneagram, I learned that both my kids are the type 4. So they are very in tune to their emotion. They are very expressive in their emotions. And therefore, like being the 9, we are very good at merging, right? So I can feel their emotion as well. And when they are unhappy, when they are stressed, I'm stressed too. Yeah. So but thankfully for the 7 in me, and the 7 in me will always come to the rescue lah, to bring the whole thing, to be optimistic, to be fun, to add in the fun element, and just trying to bring, the 7 is always trying to bring the energy up, bring the joy into the whole picture. Yeah, to balance it out. I guess that's what we do also as 9. We always want trying to bring balance into the whole situation. Yeah. So yeah, and understanding now that we know about the Enneagram, and then when we look back, like, oh, I did that because of my 7, because of my 1, or because of what or what not, right? Yeah.
yes.
Interesting. Back to
so
you,
the
Lisa.
yeah, so the thing is, what I get all in all from everybody sharing is, we all have a way to grow ourselves. Wherever we feel like we are stuck, whether it is in parenting or any situation, or a lot of time we might feel like, oh, that's it, that's me, nothing can change. But actually, all we need to learn is to look outside and see that there are parts of us that we can grow. There's different perspective to look at the situation now, because, like, all the nights are here, but then there's the perspective of the wing 1 and the perspective of wing 8. So actually, there's so many different ways to tackle one situation. It doesn't have to be just that one way. So, when we all, I think as parents, when we all learn that, there's to take on the different perspective, we are open to growing and developing ourselves. I think our parenting journey can be a lot easier, lah. Right? It is not just that, yeah, that one way, and that's nothing else that we can do. So we can talk to other parents that are like us, wing type nice, but different wings, and we can learn their tricks and tricks on how to tackle with the situations. So I know there's so much more that we can learn from each other, but unfortunately, we are really at the end of the time for this session. And if you are interested to know more about, Enneagram, your own personality type, or even to gel with all the different mommies here that are your type, and you want to gel with them, come and get to know us. Come and join us at Class Living. We had a workshop of knowing me, knowing you. I'm sure some of the parents here will also be there to kind of guide you on their traits and to share with you more. So that's it for the end of this series on the parenting with the Enneagram. So thank you so much. If you've been following us for this whole series, we would love to connect with you. So drop us a note at classliving.com.sg, and we'll see you in the next series. All right. Thank you,
Yes.
Jocelyn, and thank you, Serene, for
Thank
joining
you,
us
Serene.
today.
Thank you, Jules. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.